Good morning. It's Monday, November 20th, and that means two things. I would like you all to take a moment to consider that listening to a podcast is never the same as actually doing all the reading, and it is time for the lighting industry news brief brought to you by Keystone Technologies and their XFit small wall pack with an emergency battery backup. So what this does is it matches all of their existing small wall packs, but it adds just a teeny tiny little 4-watt battery backup that'll project 550 lumens out with a switch on the front. You can just test it, easy. But it's still got color select, it's still got the dimming driver, it's still got the dusk to dawn photo shell, and it is still IP65 rated for all of your exterior safety lighting needs. That's KeystoneTech.com. The link is in the description. Into the news. Applied UV has run an IPO. This is an underwritten stock offering, but they did sell $6.4 million worth of stock to the public. Architectural SSL has named their Product Innovation Awards winners. That is the 13th annual awards of this particular flavor. The LRC has launched a new master's program. This is a Master's of Science in Architectural Science with a concentration in lighting that you can apply for to start in fall of 2024. So soon there will be a degree in lighting. Soon. A degree in lighting. I want to point that out. And the DOE has picked 9 groups to lead their Building America housing program, a program focused on retrofits for efficiency and energy sustainability. The EPA's Energy Star program has celebrated 25 years in service. This is ahead of next year's end of lighting labeling. The overall program will continue with appliances, but lighting will end soon. The U.S. DOE has celebrated the second year of the BIL, with $62 billion in infrastructure funding already distributed. That one meeting between Xi Jinping and Biden went well. Both parties say that the lunch was the start of mending of fences. The NAW and the ABC have pushed back on a proposed overtime rule from the Department of Labor. They are complaining about the particulars of the salary threshold that would trigger new overtime rules that might cost their members money in the long run. We'll see how that works out. Samuleds has reported for this quarter that revenues were $1.45 million. Amerlux has won prizes from the Dots and Slots Expo. That's an IES event. The Canada Rare Earths Company has reached a new low on the stock market, with the mining company values at 3 cents per share. Quanergy has partnered with Bosch for new security LiDAR. GNC Blu-ray has entered the U.S. market. They make LEDs for coral reproduction. And over at Energy Focus, their Q3 is bad, and that net sales were down 24%. The ALA is beginning to offer members a healthcare program. This is through an insurance partnership that you can opt in for in 2024. Vermont will begin their ban in 2024 on fluorescents. Remember, general use fluorescents will not be able to be sold after the 1st. The IRS has issued new guidance on 45L. This is a tax credit for energy-efficient homes. The rules are changing a bit. Keep that in mind. Acuity's Earthlight program is gaining local partners with new charitable donations from their distributor members. City Electric is moving 3 locations in North Carolina. Tiffany has begun to sell tabletop lamps again. And GE's Nella Park will be rezoned for condos, probably. Looks like that's what's going on. In rep agencies, Toronto Lightworks will rep for LMPG brands in Canada. Optique has named 8 new agencies. Commercial LED Lights.com has partnered with Satco, and SDA Lighting and Controls is planning to expand into New Jersey. Applied UV has announced their Q3 financials with profits up 2%. In legal news, DSS has won versus Nietzsche. Nietzsche attempt to overturn an LED patent has failed. Rob Schlosser has been found guilty of tax evasion. He owned a holiday and event lighting company in Minnesota. He owes the IRS more than $400,000. And a trial has begun for 2 lighting contractors in Spain for threatening the now mayor of Cordoba City. I included this entirely for salacious reasons. In events and webinars, we have registration open for Leducation 24. Attendees can buy their tickets now. The IALD has named a location for Enlighten Americas. It's San Diego next October. Light Fair has picked Vegas for their next event. That's May 4th through 8th in 2025. The IEEE is going to host an event exploring tech's impact on aging in Austin next April. That's an IoT type thing. We have a webinar on modern outdoor lighting in the court of public opinion. This is an IES webinar on the 28th. You can meet in Moncton. That's Mechanical, Electrical, and Electronic Tech Pros. We'll have a meeting and symposium in May of 24 in New Brunswick. And PG&E is presenting on lighting and smart grids on the 14th of December. In IoT news, LPS Digital has announced they've announced that they want to remind you that there is a deadline for their LPS Digital Awards. That's on the 30th. Dolly Alliance is adding diagnostics to their platform. Vantage has launched the Keypad Alliance to match their alliance for control interfaces. Skykes has reported on Q3 with $21 million in revenue. That's a record for the company. Zomtobel announces that they are back. They are back in IoT lighting. And Signify is looking to use new products to turn the Hue business around. In R&D, the IERC of Ireland has begun new fiber optic tech to bring daylight indoors. We'll see how that goes. And energy efficiency measures could save buildings more than 31% of their money annually. This is a new study from Atlanta, reminding us of things that sound pretty familiar. In darkness-related news, Alan, it's still bad for bats. DSI has recognized the first dark sky community in Poland, as well as a urban night sky place in Arizona in the form of Saguaro National Park. We have a new compendium of photopigments and visual spectral response curves for a wide number of animals, actually. This is a big meta-study about how animals react to light at night. China is testing lasers over highways for driver alertness. Aspen, Colorado is banning decorative lighting for the winter after 10 p.m. Sudbury, Ontario is weighing the benefits and the costs of nighttime roadwork. And we have a private light show running in Golden Gate Park in San Francisco, drawing complaints. In horticultural news, CEO of Grow Generation Darren Lampert has spent $1.92 a share to buy 300,000 shares of his own company. Better Fresh Farms is open in Georgia. They grow mushrooms, actually. Hartford Cannabis Company is looking for new farming space in Connecticut. The University of Georgia has brought us all an update on Project Lamps, and Solemn has partnered with ProPlant for a new test facility in Jarvis, Ontario. In recommended reading, all these on nailed.org, we have the question of whether this one town in Maine does have the best seasonal lighting. We have the question of whether you should listen to staff before beginning office refurbishments. You can keep your smart lighting from going stupid. The question of whether lights on the border are helping anyone on the border. We have the basics of building automation, Equinox's Hotels Luxury Sleep Program, Bright Days and Dark Nights from Science to Application. Do you owe your mailman a porch light? A test of red light bulbs for slip, a net zero and mythology, a trip inside the biggest LED factory in China, the first ever AAILA report, and a view of an Amish village from the ISS. Yes, that's from a satire site. In local news, Massachusetts is planning to be net zero by 2050. Calgary has to deal with Acuity's failed phosphors, which is to say purple streetlights. Bethlehem, Pennsylvania has saved $13 million with their street lighting program. Maryland State House renovations are entering the lighting phase of the renovation. We have lighting improvements pending in Fulton, Georgia. Winnipeg, Manitoba residents continue to complain about street lighting outages. The Saskatchewan Polytechnica of Moose Jaw, a real place name, is BOMA's Best. That's a new award for energy efficiency. Spanish Fort City, Alabama is beginning $5 million in infrastructure projects. In international news, IPOs has set a record for their Diwali display. The Sagrada Familia in Spain has begun to add exterior lighting to the towers. And Cornwall in the UK will be dimming or extinguishing street lighting between midnight and 5 a.m. In People News, we have a new board at the ALA. Tom Constantino has been named the CFO of LumiLEDs. Erica Ten Eyck has won Researcher of the Year. Wes Smith has won the Bernard Fark Award. And the IAI has named a new board. In things you can make, we can find a way to hide an ugly fixture in a rental unit, and how you can color shift your LEDs with liquid nitrogen. And there are aurora phenomena in Mars. We have observed green flashing lights in the atmosphere in the same way that we observe green flashing lights on Earth, and that's nifty. I've been Scott Wachter. Thank you for the time. Thank you to our sponsors. Enjoy your week. Enjoy the music. Enjoy being nailed. See ya.
When we crash the slopes,
When we scale the peaks,
when we cast the ropes,
when we ford the creeks,
through the alpine caves,
seek the hidden prize,
full of souls and clay.
known as Fool's Demise. We unseal the tomb
We unlock the chest
in that dim lit room.
of your devil quest.
40,000 jewels,
Just to sing in the sound,
40,000 fools.
who came here to die. When we split the loot, we'll be free at last. It's our parachute, it's our escape hatch. When we split the loot, we'll be free at last. It's our parachute, it's our escape hatch. Thought our love was swift, with you were untrue. This is your last gift as you join that crew. Thought our love was swift, with you were untrue. This is your last gift as you join that crew.
Thought you had my back,
We were thick as thieves,
but you stabbed my back.
we were thick as thieves,
My life was undone.
but your shot rang true.
40,001.
40,002.